Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And I have the Shadowland Tarot on the tarot table today on this Sunday afternoon, cold and gloomy Sunday afternoon here in South Africa. I'm going to have a look, just do a Celtic cross, just a general check-in on Meghan Markle and her energy right now. There is a rumour that's going around, it's just a rumour of course, going around that she's had some kind of collapse, a breakdown of sorts as a result of all the bad news that has been coming out, the deals that have been lost, the humiliation, the ridicule, all the rest of it, the near catastrophic car chase that no one believed. The list goes on and on and on of all the things that have gone wrong for the Parkles in the past few weeks and months. And I was inspired to do this, apart from the rumour that's doing the rounds on social media about this possible breakdown of sorts. I was inspired to do it as a result of a reading I did yesterday, the Taylor Swift reading. And I got the Three of Swords as the outcome from that reading. And that's a real injury if you subscribe to the theory that she has some sort of narcissistic personality disorder. Our Three of Swords is very, very painful for somebody to process, and so that's where I am. And a lot of people speculate that she is on that kind of spectrum with that kind of personality disorder. So that's what we're going to be looking at first today. And as I say, I'm using the Shadowland Tarot for this Celtic cross. It is a dark tarot. It's the tarot deck that looks, oh my goodness, I have shuffled a bit already. Very, very lively cards. It's all the stuff that's repressed, and that's all your shadow stuff, all the nasty stuff, all the toxicity. We all have it in our personalities. We try and work on it generally. That's the point of being here on this planet. But some people do more work than other people. Some people are more conscious of their weaknesses, their negative points than other people. And sometimes when one is forced to look in the mirror and one hasn't for a very long time looked in the mirror, if ever, it can lead to collapse. Strength card has come out. That's her. That's the Leo. And let's have a look and see what these rather vulgar little cards. So I do enjoy reading with them on this channel. I'd never do a personal reading with these cards for one of my nearest and dearest, never ever. But I do enjoy reading with them. And as I lay the Celtic cross out, you know the drill, tarot reading for entertainment purposes, all speculation, or just my opinion. I'm not diagnosing or anything like that here on this channel. I just read energy, archetypal energy, because we're dealing with an archetypal family, the royal family. And there is a disclaimer in the box below. Please read it. Please form your own opinion about all of these stories I read on here at MadWorldTarot. There we go, Celtic cross out. And we have the World as our underlying energy, and that is somebody, and I'm going to bring the next underlying energy out as well, which is the Ten of Wands. Somebody who wants things to, this situation to end. There she is in her little red shoes. I had a very vivid idea that those red shoes would show up today, which is why I needed this tarot deck. But there she is. The World is a successful completion of a cycle, a closing of a chapter, very public. When we do these royal readings, it's the whole world gets to see your success. That's not what we're seeing right now, which is why I brought the next underlying energy out as well. My eye skipped to it, and it's the Ten of Wands. And that's what she would like, and that's where she is at the moment with the Ten of Wands. Those burdens, very, very, very heavy energy. I'll put that Ten of Wands away. Somebody who has the weight of the world on their shoulders, quite literally. Well, let's leave the little poor unfortunate mouse. Very burdened, very lonely, really struggling, really would like to give up. Ten of Wands is a collapse card, because what happens here, the mouse can't carry all of these logs, even if one's got a nice apple at the top, and all fall down. So there is an indication of all fall down, that this expectation from this world energy of wanting to be successful, of wanting everybody, look at me, aren't I wonderful, aren't I magnificent, all fall down. So that's the underlying energy, the overall situation that we're dealing with. The heart of the story, we've got the Five of Wands in reverse. That's another fall over card. This is interesting. Five of Wands is competition, is competing with your mates, with your friends, your family, in a team, jostling for position, jousting, sparring, all that kind of energy. In the reverse, it gets too much, it gets dirty, over competitive, over aggressive, and you can be defeated. You can lose your energy, you can lose your inner fire with the Five of Wands in reverse. I think she has been so aggressive, and this is just the energy that I'm reading here, so aggressive, so intent on being famous, on being noticed, that she has gone overboard with her competitiveness. And it's a level of burnout with the Five of Wands in reverse. So let's see the challenge that in particular that might be crossing her at the moment. We know we've got all these terrible stories, and here is another card of some kind of collapse potentially. It's the Four of Swords in reverse. Four of Swords is somebody who's been defeated, somebody who takes time out to lick their wounds and rest and recover and think about what has happened and what went wrong. It's the follow-on card from the Three of Swords. Very interestingly, the Three of Swords that I mentioned, that popped up as the outcome card of that Taylor Swift reading that I did yesterday. But the Four of Swords is in reverse, which means, of course, that somebody is not resting, not taking time out to think about what happened, what went wrong, how they can fix things, just removing themselves from the public eye. Here's the World card, of course. And a lot of people are saying that the only way out of this mess for Harry and Meghan in particular, is to take herself away for a very long time. Take herself out of the public eye. Go away. If she went away and she did private charity work, it would be so much better for her. She could reappear on the scene 6 months' time, 6 years' time, and say, well, look what I've done. I have quietly gone away and I've had a think and I've done all these good deeds. Something solid that she has built up, but she's not going to do it. She's not going to go away and retreat and lick her wounds. And also the Four of Swords for me, always in these royal readings, reputational ruin. Somebody whose reputation has really suffered a mortal blow. So I'm getting cards of collapse here. But I very specifically have asked for this hidden energy, what's beneath the surface, what's going on down in the shadows, the murky depths, what is going on with her that we don't know, that maybe are the source of these rumors. Three of Pentacles in reverse. Well, this is all these deals falling apart. There it is, Pentacles stacked up. Look, there's a little creature there saying, look what I've accomplished. Three of Pentacles is working with people, a team, a collaboration, a cooperation. In reverse, all falling apart. People who were in your team leaving. And we've seen rumors, we've seen stories coming out in big publications, in Wall Street Journal, in Bloomberg, from sources very close to the Parkles, people who worked in particular with Meghan at Spotify, Netflix. So they're all now, they've jumped ship, they've left the sinking ship, and they're all telling their stories now. Floodgates are open. It's quite scary. I'm not a fan, obviously, but I read energy, and when you see the floodgates open like this, and we had that horrible incident in the North Atlantic over the last few days, so that's where my mind is straying to. I don't want to dwell on that, but it's a similar kind of an energy, and it's scary. It's very, very scary what is going on with her. So that's not a collapse card, but it's the reason for the collapse over here, which I've already picked up. I've already seen it. So I think so far there is definitely some some truth to this rumor, as far as I can tell from these cards. What is her focus on at the moment? What is she trying to accomplish right now? We've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It tells me a lot of things all at once. The Ace of Pentacles is the hard work card, perfecting your craft mastery, busy, 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 making money, but making money the old-fashioned way with hard work. And the card is in reverse. That's the lazy story that's gone out on the airwaves. Everybody's saying that both Harry and Meghan are bone idle. They don't understand the meaning of hard work. They didn't realize that in order to succeed, they actually had to put their shoulders to the wheel. She's very focused on this. She's very focused on all of these accusations of her being a grifter. Ace of Pentacles in reverse has got grifter energy about it. Somebody who wants to take the easy way out of a situation rather than the long, hard way of doing the honest work and getting the honest day's wages at the end of it. Her mind is on this, I would say, almost obsessed with it. I'm getting an obsessive energy with that Ace of Pentacles in reverse, but she can't believe that people have accused her of this. She has no self-awareness. We're going to ask down here if she has gained any. She does not seem to have, in my opinion, any self-awareness about who she is. She told us she was going to hit the ground running when she joined the royals. She was going to modernize the royals. We're going to look at that in the next reading. This idea that Meghan and Harry wanted to co-rule with William and Catherine. So I think she's absolutely dumbfounded that people are calling her out as being a grifter, as being lazy, as not having any skills, any ability to actually earn money, apart from flipping burgers. We've all seen that video, very unfortunate video. Anyway, let's move on. We're going back into the past, the recent past. How's that been for her? We've got the Empress in reverse, and that's all the deals falling. There are the apples that this little mouse has been carrying along there, but they've the harvest that she was expecting, the abundance, the love, the adoration with that Empress card, because the Empress is about being adored and being very sensual and beautiful and beloved and creative and all of those things. It's all been exposed as a sham. And so the little mouse, there's the lone windfall there that the mouse is trying to carry. But all that potential, all those apples in that tree from that Empress card, nothing came of any of those things. We're not going to go into pregnancy and motherhood and all of that here in this reading. We are just looking at her body of work that she has produced. It's rather a sad tally. She wrote The Bench. She produced those podcasts with the help of I don't know how many producers, interviewers, people, an enormous team that rallied around her to produce it. And what else has she produced? So what is coming next for Meghan? It does look bad. The energy right now, what is coming next for her? What's she going to do? Six of Swords. She's going to move on from this. Somehow she's going to be putting something behind her. She's going to try and steer that ship out of troubled waters. Not sure how. Certainly her agent at WME has got his work cut out, or their work cut out. There's quite a few of them, as I understand things, trying to put this behind her. There's all this bad stuff, this negativity, no negativity. We know she doesn't like negativity, doesn't want to hear when people say perhaps things are going a bit wrong, perhaps you should be doing this instead. Doesn't want to hear. But some kind of journey away from this that could even entail a move with the Six of Swords. It could mean a move, moving house. There were rumors about Mudslide Mansion. There were eternal rumors about that. But it could be more than just a moving house locally. It could be moving somewhere else. And I've looked at it from time to time, and it does seem to be something that she's quite keen on doing. It pops up every now and then in the energy, moving to New York, moving here, moving there. But whether it's a literal move, and it could be a long distance move, it could be across a continent, it could be across continents, across oceans with that Six of Swords. She's definitely very much going to be trying to find some calm place, trying to find better PR, trying to find better news stories for herself, obviously. But it's an interesting card because it's quite positive and proactive. It's not telling me that she's going to be in a serious mental state, that she's going to be it's not Ace of Swords kind of energy, for instance, which might indicate some kind of stay at a facility, shall we just say. So it's not that kind of energy. It's more, okay, how am I going to get out of this? Very focused on getting out of this mess. And that's our girl. That's what she does. How's she feeling about herself now? Her attitude to herself, to what's happened. Any form of ownership. Well, there it is. There's the tower. There's the fall down and the collapse. This is really serious. A very, very serious energy. The tower is a complete collapse. It doesn't have to necessarily mean somebody has had a breakdown and has to be medicated or helped or anything like that. But we've seen cards, breakdown cards here, 5 of Wands in reverse, the 10 of Wands. This 4 of Swords, very much somebody who's really, really burning up all their energy, all their resources, kind of neurotic energy that I'm getting there. But this is a biggie. This Tower card is the biggie of all 4 down, whether it's of her own mental state or just acknowledgement that her entire world has collapsed. It doesn't get bigger than that in terms of collapse than the Tower. Since they exited, this whole House of Cards has fallen down. It's taken a while, and a lot of people have been upset with the royals, with the late Queen, and then with the King Charles, about the way they've handled the Parkles. But they really have just let them do their own damage to themselves. And obviously, good advice, obviously know them better than we do. Knew that this was inevitable almost along the way. That's how I see this, and that's how I feel about this story. You might disagree, but she is aware that this is critical. This is crisis like never before. A crisis with the Tower crashing down and all of these things that she didn't put enough effort into. 8 of Pentacles. She wasn't a good team player. 3 of Pentacles in reverse has now come crashing down, and very publicly with the world. So what external pressure is she under? What's going on for her? She's under enormous pressure to succeed with the 6 of Wands. She needs to show that this was the right move, leaving the royal family, going it alone, signing all those deals. All of that was the right thing to do, the right move, that she's capable of doing this on her own. She doesn't need the framework of the royal family around her, the scaffolding of the royal family around this tower. But this tower has crashed anyway. So good luck. This is the stable doors open, the horse has bolted with that 6 of Wands, but she is under enormous pressure to succeed. And of course, I'm sure that she's under pressure from Harry as well. You promised, you said, I left because all your people in LA promised that we were the next best big thing. We were going to be the rulers of the world. We were going to be a $1 billion brand. And what's happened? So her hopes and fears right now. Okay, here's the Sun. She's hoping she can turn this around. She's hoping she can succeed. The 6 of Swords, this journey that she's going to be going on in the near future to try and fix things, save the situation. She's able to convince herself that it's all going to be fine with the Sun. It doesn't get more sunny than the Sun, more positive. There's deals coming, there's popularity, she's going to get good press. Look at me, how well I'm doing. Never mind this, we'll all just forget about that, because the power of magical thinking, and as I understand it, it's one of the characteristics of that particular personality disorder, is that they can just close the door on the past and all the terrible things that went wrong or that they did, and carry on as if nothing ever happened. That is the Sun, carrying on as if nothing bad ever happened. How's it going to go? I've put a time frame on this for the next 6 months, because I think we're entering critical time period now for the Parkles, for their marriage, for their finances, for their brand, for all kinds of things. So just the next 6 months, I want to know, is she going to be able to turn it around in the next 6 months? No. Not with the Hermit card. The Hermit card, this is interesting. You can see it's a match. It's an energetic match. The figures in that little boat on top of the dragon, the sea monster, there they are. The same energy as the Hermit. Somebody is telling them, and I would imagine it's the agency, WME, somebody is telling them, you need to go away. You need exactly what I was saying earlier in this reading. You need to take yourself out of the limelight. You need to go away and have a long, hard think about things. You've completely saturated the market. Nobody wants to see you. Nobody wants to hear from you. Nobody wants to buy anything that you are merching. Nobody wants to watch anything that you produce. Go away. That is the Hermit. Take yourself out of the public eye. Retire, retreat. Go somewhere. She would benefit a lot from doing something, some sort of even pilgrimage or a retreat, or going and spending 6 months. I know she's got young children, allegedly, although we never see them, but going and doing something, working somewhere with people who are suffering somehow, and actually rolling her sleeves up and doing the hard work. But there's go away. It's also there's something here with Harry. They're going away in the boat together. There is the agent saying, you two, you need to go away, retire. But there's something to do with Harry there that doesn't bode well, that she might find herself on her own at the end of all of this, the end of this year, because the Hermit leaves. Still haven't got round to that reading of who's going to leave first. It's there in the energy swirling around. It hasn't occurred to me that the right moment has come to do it, but there it is. Doesn't bode well for her, and it does in these cards plenty of evidence that she has had some kind of collapse. In my opinion, this is what I'm seeing in the energy of these cards, particularly with that one there. That's your reading. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get on to the next one now.